Hello, my name is Frederick. For this presentation, the vertebrate that I will be focusing on is the two-line salamander. The scientific name for this salamander is Eurycia cerugera. They belong to the family Plethodontidae, which are commonly called lungless salamanders. The reason for this is pretty self-explanatory, but I will get into the details of how this process works later in the presentation. Plethodontidae is the largest family of salamander alive, not in size, but in quantity. There are over 400 known species, but today I'll be focusing specifically on the two-line salamander. Moving on to identification, one of the first things that stand out about the salamander is its size. They're pretty small, ranging from about 6.4 to 9.5 centimeters. That's 2.5 to 3.75 in inches. For reference, you can see one there on the right that's just a little bit bigger than a penny. Southern two-line salamanders can appear tan or orange to yellow, but one feature that remains consistent is the brown or black stripes that are displayed on their bodies. These stripes start from their eyes and run down their sides to the tail. Along with stripes, they also have black spots scattered around its back and sides. Here is a clear picture where you can see a stripe on each side, going all the way to the tip of the tail. A couple of their identifiable traits at the family and species level deals with chemoreception. Chemoreception is the process by which organisms respond to chemical stimuli in their environments. This is an important mechanism that aids two-line salamanders in various aspects of their life. A trait that is present in all lungless salamanders are nasolabial grooves. These extend from the upper lip to the nostril and are used for things such as chemical alarm cues, directions to food sources, and cues for courtship. Another interesting trait that is specific to our species are these protrusions stemming from the mouth area that sort of look like a mustache. These are called cirri and are also believed to be used for chemoreception. One thing to note is that cirri are only present in males. Here's a better look at them. This one has cirri, which means that it's a male. As I said earlier, plethodontids are lungless. The way they breathe instead is by respiring through their skin. In order to do this, however, they must keep their skin moist. This allows them to absorb the oxygen. Two-line salamander reproduction can occur from September through May. The mating process can happen both on land and in the water. The process begins with the male nudging the female. It might also use its premaxillary teeth to scratch the female's skin. This is thought to be for the introduction of pheromone secretions into the female's bloodstream. The female then straddles the male's tail as they both walk forward. Salamanders in the family Plethodontidae use internal fertilization. How this happens in southern two-line salamanders is the male deposits a spermatophore, which is picked up by the female. These salamanders' mating process can be described as polygynandrous, which essentially means that females mate with multiple males who also mate with multiple females. The process of depositing eggs happens from the end of March until May, depending on the location. The female lays its eggs under shelter, such as a rock or a log. This process happens strictly underwater. A month later, the eggs hatch. 2 to 4 years later, the salamander reaches sexual maturity. Here you can see the salamander with next to its eggs. Southern two-line salamanders are mostly found throughout the southeast, with the exception of peninsular Florida. They favor moist environments such as creeks, rivers, and hardwood forests. Here in the picture, you can see the Georgia Creek. Most of the time, you can find them hiding from predators under logs or foliage. They're also known to be territorial towards other males. The status of these salamanders seem to be positive. They've remained generally abundant throughout their history. As far as their lifespan, not much is known about them. However, related species are known to have lived over 9 years in captivity. Overall, the biggest concerns, as with most salamanders, is habitat destruction. That's the end of this presentation. Thanks for listening.